Everything Tuchel, Zidane and Southgate have said about next job amid Man United uncertainty. Manchester United may be looking for a new manager this summer if Erik Ten Hag leaves, with Thomas Tuchel, Zinedine Zidane and Gareth Southgate all linked. Manchester United will soon have a decision to make on the future of Erik Ten Hag as pressure builds on the Dutchman. United are almost certain to miss out on next season's Champions League, with the club currently 7th in the Premier League, 16 points off the top 4. They also narrowly avoided a shock defeat from 3-0 up against Championship side Coventry City in the FA Cup semi-finals on Sunday. Among the names being linked with the Old Trafford job if Ten Hag departs are current Bayern Munich boss Thomas Tuchel, who will leave the German club this summer, Zinedine Zidane and Gareth Southgate. Zidane has been out of work since leaving Real Madrid in May 2021, while England manager Southgate is currently preparing to lead the Three Lions into this summer's European Championships. Thomas Tuchel. Nothing's going to happen with me before the end of the season, Tuchel said in February. I'm not going to have any influence now on what happens to me after the summer. This job only works if I give 100% of myself. I have a very high professional expectation of myself, and that's completely dedicated to Bayern Munich until the end of the season. The situation is changing. My decisions will now be characterized by more freedom. Because I know that I no longer have to weigh up the long-term effect of a certain decision. We can now coach all games like a cup game. For me personally, things no longer have a long-term effect. There are enough examples where something like that can help a coach or a team. I always expect the maximum, we haven't delivered that often enough. Zinedine Zidane. I'm sure that I will return to coaching, I'd like to, Zidane said when asked about his future plans during the premiere of Marcello Lippi's documentary back in February. While remaining open to the possibility of coaching in Italy, the Frenchman emphasized his current focus on other pursuits. Anything can happen, but right now I'm busy with other things, he added. Gareth Southgate. I think there are two things from my point of view. One is that I'm the England manager, I've got one job basically, to try and deliver a European Championship, he said in March as newspaper reports claiming United are targeting him emerged. Second thing is, Manchester United have a manager, and I think it is always completely disrespectful when there is a manager in place. I'm president of the LMA, League Managers Association, so I don't have any time for that sort of thing really. I embrace the simplicity, why Thomas Tuchel makes perfect sense in Man United's new era. As Sir Jim Ratcliffe leads Manchester United into a new era with bold recruitment off the pitch in technical positions, bringing in a coach like Tuchel could provide much-needed clarity. I embrace the simplicity. Thomas Tuchel made his disdain for transfer windows clear less than 6 months into his Chelsea job, describing them as mood breakers back in May 2021. The German coach succeeded Frank Lampard as Chelsea coach on January 26 of that year, meaning he didn't have to get involved in the spin cycle that is a Premier League winter transfer window. With Erik Ten Hag's future at Manchester United increasingly uncertain, Tuchel is being strongly linked with a move to Old Trafford this summer, with reports from Germany claiming the club hasn't made contact with the 50-year-old. With Tuchel in the frame for United, his initial role at Chelsea speaks volumes as to how he may fit into the evolving technical structure at Old Trafford in the Sir Jim Ratcliffe era. Tuchel said back in 2021, transfer periods can be mood breakers. It was very tough to leave my family in Paris. This made it a huge simplicity here because it has been only about coaching. No second thoughts about bringing somebody in or letting somebody go. We have stepped in to do what we can do best. A big part of my personality is on coaching and guiding my team and pushing it to the limit, no matter if we win or lose. I have zero ambition to ruin this atmosphere for myself or anybody else. Do we have some ideas how to improve the squad? Yes, but will we fight about it? No. We will discuss it, and first of all we will finish this season. I embrace the simplicity. I hope I can continue to live like this because it is pure fun. That approach certainly worked for Tuchel and his squad, with the coach inspiring Chelsea to a Champions League triumph over Manchester City as well as a Premier League top 4 finish. It all ended in tears for Tuchel and Chelsea a little over a year later, in part due to Tuchel's reluctance, or zero ambition, in his own words, to play a bigger role in the recruitment process following the exits of club director Marina Granovskaya and technical advisor Petr Cech after Todd Boehly's takeover of the club. But while things fell apart for Tuchel off the pitch at Stamford Bridge, United could use a little of that laser-guided focus on the turf after a muddled few years. United's FA Cup semi-final progress over Coventry City, calling it a win feels hollow given the spectacular nature of the collapse, sent Ten Hag into his second FA Cup final in as many years while also managing to harm his reputation in the process. A curious turn of events, though one that won't surprise United fans given how they've performed in general. Injuries and a loss of form have rocked United's campaign, and Ten Hag's supporters would be right in stating that any manager would have suffered with the 60-odd separate injury absences the Reds have been stricken with this term. A Champions League group stage exit, bottom of Group A, no less, was a rude awakening as to United's standing among Europe's elite, while Champions League football looks unlikely next season given their blundering league form. It has been a case of bad timing off the pitch for Ten Hag as well, with Ineos's partial takeover granting Ratcliffe sporting control of the club with the power to hire and fire and will, and that includes the manager. Ratcliffe has been keen to offer Ten Hag time, or, at the very least, a chance to save his own job. The Dutchman would have perhaps still been given the benefit of the doubt this summer, but the main charge that lies against Ten Hag is that there is still no sign of any coherent tactical strategy on the pitch. United are still reliant on moments of individual brilliance for scoring goals, and last-ditch blocks or saves for preventing them. There is no midfield to speak of beyond Kobbie Mainoo, and the alarming number of shots United allow opponents of any quality to take is another stain on his record, a world away from how Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool operate. Ten Hag's struggles this season are not to suggest that Tuchel wouldn't also find life difficult at Old Trafford. After all, just look at how legends like Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho fared. Bayern Munich have been Bundesliga champions every year since the 2012-13 season, but Tuchel is parting ways with the Bavarians after ceding their title to Bayer Leverkusen, and that was even after being bought Harry Kane. Tuchel's track record shows short, generally sweet stints around Europe. After starting out at Augsburg in 2007, he left for Mainz in 2009. Tuchel managed 184 games at Mainz, but has never come close to that figure at any of his next four clubs: Borussia Dortmund, 107, PSG, 127, Chelsea, 100, and Bayern, 55 as of April 23. His win percentage range is above 60% at all four of those clubs, and the fact remains that he won trophies at all four of his previous clubs, and a league title winner in both France, twice, and Germany. It is easy to see why Tuchel would be an outstanding candidate for Ratcliffe, not least because he will cost nothing with his Bayern exit already agreed this summer. In a new era for United, Ratcliffe has sought out the best in class for backroom positions. Omar Barada has been tempted across from rivals Man City as the new CEO, while Jason Wilcox, who worked with Barada at City, is the new technical director brought in from Southampton. Negotiations remain ongoing between Ratcliffe's team and Newcastle United to strike a deal for Dan Ashworth to become Old Trafford's first ever director of football, while other appointments are also expected. Long gone are the days when Sir Alex Ferguson had an iron grip on transfers. Were Ten Hag to actually stay on at United, it is expected his say in the recruitment process would be greatly diminished. With world-class operators drafted in to bring United up to a similar technical level of rivals in England and Europe, Ten Hag suddenly feels an odd man out. He was brought in by the previous regime with a vision for putting United back on top, but now it feels like a case of wrong manager, wrong place, wrong time. Almost 4,000 fans have responded to an Men poll asking for a decision on Ten Hag's fate. Over two-thirds want